Hey y'all, so this is how we're going to work for photo shoots. Basically, when you get to those events and you're shooting them, you're using the code replacements like normal. Either the ones we made specifically for that sport, if it's like track and such, or they're normal ones. We shot baseball, so these are our baseball code replacements. BS24 for Cade, BS26 for AJ, and so on. Basically, because we have these 4 letters on all these and they're separated, it can do all the work for us. So when you come back in and you plug in that card, it's going to pull up your window. You want to come down here and click photo shoot. It's going to yank all this up. It's going to turn on this rename that we don't normally use and things like that. So when you do these, it's also easy to make sure like you just click 2021 with your next events, or you're going to get like weird things trying to rename everything that you don't want. So basically plug in your card, click that photo shoot, pull this out. You're going to jump in like normal, set your sport, photo shoot, and then this second category that we use, we want to make sure we use these black, gold, purple, white, etc. I shot portraits today, like on field, so I'm going to just use portraits. This helps delineate when we shoot multiple different looks. So for tennis, I used tiger head the other day because we shot in front of the tiger head in the thing. But basically, we also shot white backdrop that day, so this let me do that. I'll show you how that makes a difference in a second. So portraits, so we're good. I've got all my location data. I've got this set up here, so it's checking the last 4 numbers and running those as a code replacement for a name and the keywords, as well as a name and the person shown line. So once that's all good, you're gonna hit ingest and it's gonna pop up these folders for you. So essentially what this does is it starts and it makes that baseball, which is here, the supplemental category photo shoot, and then it checks the initials of the photographer. And then the next 2 folders it creates is this block. So each one of these slashes creates a new folder. So when I have a slash after my initials, this folder keyword here creates these 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So when I put this slash and I run that same keyword again, and then I add the supplemental variable, it adds this portraits after. So this is where choosing here, if I choose white backdrop for this, and I ran this ingest again, it would do AJ Labus, and then in this would have an AJ Labus white backdrop, Cade Beloso white backdrop, Devin Fontenot white backdrop. So that way each time you ingest a card for the different things, you just change that ingest panel, and you've got everything separated, done up by athletes, etc., etc. And then when I do my portrait later, it'll be a Devin Fontenot portraits edit folder in here. So I hope that makes sense. But basically you'll hit ingest, it'll throw you out these folders, and then what you're going to do is just yank this photo shoot folder in here, do the folders and subfolders, and boom, you now have everything in here. So as you can see, those first couple of things, like I messed up and I hadn't put a folder in for like all these fun frames, so it just generates a weird thing. But if I come down, you can see how it had like AJ's correct thing and it puts his name, etc., etc. So basically this does all the work for us, and all we then have to do is go back in and walk through and pick our edits and such, which will be the next part of this. But this makes a huge difference and is super helpful, especially when we shoot multiple looks. So now we can just all move this, and we'll have the white backdrop, folders, etc. in here as well on the server. So that way designers can find everything easily, it's all labeled, and it makes it super easy to upload, which will be later.